Hello? Can you hear me? Mic check, mic check. How are we doing? Can you guys hear me? Are we live? Let's take a look. You want me a little higher? Okay, let me push a little higher here. Double. Hear me double. You hear me double? Really? Don't. Okay. A little quiet. Okay. What's up? What's up? I have an echo. I have an echo. Filters. No, my karaoke plugin is done. Is it just you, Spartner? Do any of you guys hear an echo? How's it going, McKay Brown? Hi, Talon. Hey, Badly. How's it going? Hello, Broadsword. Okay. Can someone... Okay, no echo. Okay, you just had a technical difficulty, Spartan. No worries, no worries. How's it going? How's it going? It is an exciting time to... Okay, you hear me just fine. Great. I think we're good. I think Spartner just had a little, I wouldn't say issue of his own. Just like he had a second tab open. He was too eager to talk about assault mechs. How are y'all doing? I hope you're all doing well. I've been thinking a lot about only 1,000 years until BattleTech becomes real. What a great year! What a great year to play BattleTech. Did the Zeus fail? We will find out. We will find out what the heck happened to the Zeus. Today we're going to be going over every single assault mech. This is sort of a precursor stream to the assault mech analysis video that I'm putting together. And I have a lot of thoughts. Oops, I think I'm peeking. I have a lot of thoughts on that. I've made the decision to come back to the Nerdy Overanalyze channel at least for half a year, so 180 days. I don't know. I won't be able to do as much as I did before I took a pause for a year, but because I still have real life stuff to do. But I will be back. I think I'm hoping at least once a week live streams. I don't know yet. I still have to figure out what a nice balance for me and my schedule is. And I think the primary thing is going to be putting out new videos. So I think streaming will be secondary to that. Yeah. So I'm back, guys. I'm coming back. I think unless I change my mind in the next couple of weeks. But I've been really excited to mess around with BattleTech again, grow this channel again. I think I have a really good idea. I think we are going to pivot the channel theme a little bit, but we will still be covering BattleTech, but we'll also be covering other things as well. So you heard it here first. What else? What else did I want to talk about today? Yeah, so excited. I think there's a lot of video ideas that I have, and I had since last year when I stopped, and no one has really covered or no one has really done in the year I've been away. And I think I've grown stronger as a creator, having time to think about it and reviewing my older videos. I definitely feel like I can do a better job now with video creation after thinking about it. Yeah. Gamer22, hey, how's it going? Good to see you again. It's been a bit. Thanks for sticking with me all this time. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. So yeah, how y'all been? What's new? What kind of news? I figure we can just chat for a little bit. Let's move to just chatting here. So let's do an agenda. Oop. Okay. So what I want to do, how are you all? Any news? Introduce assault mech analysis, and then do start the analysis. Okay. So how are you all? How y'all been doing? How y'all been doing? Want to see the optimum jump jet tutorial? Yeah. One of the big things I didn't do is do kind of a movement tutorial yet. Is I kind of stopped midway through the tutorial series. But yeah, one of the things that's definitely missing is the maneuver tutorial. And granted, I'm not so great myself at maneuver. I'm a bit more of a static player, a bit more of a Lyran type player, but movement is pretty big. It's something that I recognize is important. I recognize I'm not the best at, but I think it's not a good representation on my channel to not have any kind of maneuver tutorial. But yeah, maneuver is very, very important. Nothing new, but my last game in the Atlas got head capped again for the 4th time in a row. I'm starting to see a pattern, but too stubborn to acknowledge it. Oh no. Yeah. The putting too much points into a single mech, especially like a mech that gets beat up, if you're playing like a smaller game, lance on lance, you can your whole army kind of falls apart if you have like one lance and your Atlas gets blasted, because that's like, you know, like 30% of your points or whatever in there. Movement is even more important when you have a slow mech. I think forward planning when you have a slow mech is really good. You have to kind of chart out the next 2 moves, what the board's gonna look like the next 2 moves, because the mechs are a bit, they're immobile, so you kind of got to plan. Initial positioning is quite important, but you can kind of solve that pre-game if you think about it a little. One of the mistakes definitely I do is let mechs kind of creep up on me without blocking them earlier. At least back when I used to play a lot, I haven't touched the game in a year, so I haven't played a game in about a year or 9 months. So I have to grind some games again. I don't know how many games I'll have time for, but I definitely do need to grind games again just to know what I'm talking about and refresh my memory. Yeah, you have to plan ahead, but once you kind of get that initial planning and your kind of formation is kind of set, your battle line is kind of set, at least to me, it's done. The only thing you have to worry about is kind of adapting a little bit to how they position their mechs, and then worrying about like the incoming cavalry that are going to bother you. Doing good. Started passive role playing my games. Oh, that's really good. So you have like a little canon meta going on. That's really, really nice. I do the same thing, or I'm going to be doing the same thing. I always have my little headcanon. Your opinion on SPAs, those special pilot abilities? I think they're good. I think they're a good concept. I think I like the idea of having a pilot that you develop that has a personality. I don't know if the execution is quite good, because BattleTech already has so many rules, and if you have too many of those, you kind of bog down the game and you can break the game as well. It's very easy to combine the right SPAs with the right pilot and just start breaking the game. So the concept, the idea, I think awesome. The execution, I don't know if it's quite there yet, but I think it is something that they should work towards or work for. Welcome, System Philosophy. Will there be a clan mech tier list video? Good question. So, I don't have very much experience with clans. I have only fought clans maybe 10 times, so I don't have a very good understanding of clans. I started with a specialty in Succession Wars 3025, and I'm thinking of pushing into probably just before Invasion. So I'll probably stay on the IS side. It would take a lot to understand clans because it's a whole new data set. So someone else probably has, I'm thinking someone else probably who loves clans has a better idea of how to play them. And I would be very interested in watching, not only watching their philosophy or like their doctrine, let's say, how they use the mech, how they use the mech, and then I probably want to play against them, and get destroyed, and just see how clans are played optimally, and then at that point, once I had that really cool experience, maybe that would kind of dip my toes into clan stuff. I've played the clans only a couple times, but yeah, I don't think I know enough to make a clan mech tier list video. From the clan point of view, I think I might be able to make a couple of videos from the inner sphere point of view, and that might be fun from the inner sphere perspective. I don't think I have enough. It would take a lot of knowledge and time to understand those mechs. But I do really think it's cool, and I do want to get them. Am I going to build the rest of my unit? Yeah. So I'm planning, on the back end, I have a spreadsheet. I'm planning out a whole bunch of content, and then just dumping all my ideas out, and then just seeing which ones are kind of best for business. I do want to kind of grow this channel out so that it can hit full-time income. I have some ideas how to do that. It's just picking the topics that are going to get me there the fastest to a certain extent, and the stuff that I want to see, and it's just balancing that stuff out. Time and content. Time with the content. Have you ever used D12s instead of D6s? I have not. I kind of like the fact that it's 2D6 because of the standard distribution. It's a lot more interesting to me than flat D12s. With flat D12s, you're on a line, so it's an equal percentage. But 2D6 is interesting because you do get that bell curve distribution, and it's more interesting, I think, overall. So my experience with clans boils down to be afraid of them. I love that. I love the idea of getting steamrolled by the clans and having them have a whole different set of ways to fight, the whole different way to fight. I think the speed and weaponry of the clans creates a whole new meta. And so I'm really interested in seeing an inner sphere meta from the Succession Wars kind of develop and then change a little bit during Renaissance and Invasion, and then get challenged during the Invasion. And then so the inner sphere has its own meta and the clan has its own meta, and then seeing those two metas clash is really, really interesting to me. Like the inner sphere, I think, would start using their inner sphere doctrine, and then the clans would have their clan doctrine, and then they would fight, and then they would adapt to each other, right? To adapt to each other's tactics or try and deal with it. But that to me is very, very interesting and a very, very cool experience to have. Clams optimally outrange you, outmaneuver you, and drown your elementals. Yeah, exactly. Also, welcome back. Thanks so much. We'll see how much I can devote to this and put into this. But yeah, I'm excited to come back. I have some really wicked ideas for BattleTech and for other pieces of content as well. I'm really, really excited to come back and share them with you. Hopefully, things work out. I'm able to put in, some hours into this, and we can make a really good BattleTech channel and really good hobby channel that you know, if I do this, when I do this, I kind of want to be one of the top channels in the world at it, or at least say the things that I want to say, because I know I like it, and if I like it, you know, some of you are gonna like it, and this channel is kind of a testament to that. You know, I really feel sometimes I'm just saying what I like, and what I like is what you guys like. Yeah, so that's kind of my opinion. Clan Mechs have the firepower of an IS lens, but they pay for it in heat, armor, or staying power in the field. Yeah, I think mostly they pay for it with staying power. They're very fragile. They're, you can particularly see it if you look at the armor to BV ratio. So if you take an inner sphere lance and you just put their raw armor points of that lance and divide by the BV, and you take the clan and you divide by the BV, you can see that they overall, I would suspect, I'd be very, very surprised to not see this, that clans have fewer armor points per VV, which means that their points are allocated into their weapons and their maneuver. So they are a lot more fragile. You know, a headshot will dismantle them, right? Because you're losing like a big chunk of your army. So they have to kind of make up that in skill. So you have this Ferrari, but you have to be able to drive the Ferrari, and that's really cool to me. Clans ignore Xotl. Yeah, I think it, I don't know. I think in a tournament that should be fine, right? Unless you have very clear rules about Zobriggen. I think in role playing, I think that's a tragedy. You know, I think a lot of times players would just want to win rather than explore Xotl and explore the setting. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's how you want to play it. But I think you would have a lot of fun. People would have a lot of fun honoring Xotl or making Xotl stricter, and that's that kind of stuff. How do you adapt when your opponent lies there about their forces during the Bachal? I don't know. Greetings, Mark Slams. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. We do quite like your analysis. Thanks. We're gonna do more. Hopefully. I have a lot of experience with my IS versus clan 3025 to 3075. There's no reason to fight them in distance with elite units. Drown them. Yeah. The only solution I had when I was playing, was take a lot of armored guys. Hang on, I'm ASMRing you guys with my water. Just the way that the mic works. I'm kind of coming back to this a year, so you can see things are kind of very bare bones right now with the backgrounds and stuff. But I have a bit of money I can throw at this thing, so maybe we'll just upgrade our look, and I can install some filters. So you don't gotta hear me chewing my food and drinking my water. Holy cow, you yet live. I do yet live. We're coming back. We're coming back after a year. But yeah, it was very much like Tyranids versus Space Marines when I played. I think my friend had like 5 mechs and put like a direwolf on a ridge and stuff like that, and I just had like either a company or a battalion and just bum rushed it. So it was like a Tyranids versus Space Marines kind of scenario. But I'd be curious to see what happens. There's the Jade Falcon versus the Somerset Strikers book. I think it'd be fun to play. There are a couple of scenarios loaded there on Mech that I was playing through, but I want to play them with a human opponent. I think it'd be neat. Yes, Talon, exactly. Clan mechs are way stronger, but you do get like 2-to-1. Yeah, 2 or 3-1. Combined arms. Yeah, combined arms is something I haven't explored too much. I've played them in the simulator in the Megamech, but I've never used them. I've only fought against them. But yeah, combined arms can be very busted. it's a bit of a problem, I think, from a game experience point of view. Like if I play BattleTech, I want to play mechs. I don't want to play. I think infantry and helicopters and tanks are kind of should be a sideshow. I think they should be like a supplement, but right now you can build a whole tank army of like Shrek PPC carriers and LRMs and demolishers, and they're very specialized and they're very cheap, and they can create a lot of that I think creates a lot of problems, because when, at least for me, when I play BattleTech, I want to play it with mechs. I don't want to play tanks. Like if I want to play tanks, maybe I'll play like a World War II game. That's just my opinion, though. Oh, no, don't worry. Welcome, House Davy Merc. You're right on time, actually. I just did like a starting soon screen. We've just been chit-chatting for 20 minutes before we kind of get into the data. I wanted to kind of catch up with you guys, because it's been a bit. Hi, Nerdy. Great to see you at a CET friendly time slot. Hello, hello, Magnus. Welcome. I think I'm rolling my sleep schedule back. I think these times are kind of the more ideal times for me. I want to see if I can like start streaming maybe an hour, even 2 hours earlier. Just because it's good for, it seems this slot seems to be good for everyone. So yeah, I want to see. Yeah, Plunker. So mechs are supposed to have replaced tanks and infantry as a primary force in war. So the fact that they're viable is a little silly to me. Like when you think about the customer experience or the game experience, like what they have established in the lore is that mechs should be the ultimate war machine, right? So the ultimate thing in this universe. So to have tank an all tank army be like superior to an all mech army because you can min max and tool it is weird to me. It's not it when I play the tabletop game, I want to feel like I'm living in the lore. I don't want to feel like I'm playing some different game. But some people get a kick out of that. I'm not gonna say it's the wrong way to play if you have fun with it. There is some kind of cool thing to say like, hey, I'm like a freedom fighter or something, or I'm the kind of the underdog and I'm playing the tank force. But right now, I get the sense that they're just a little too strong. But you can fix that. You can just fix that with the BV adjustments, But I think if I had to guess, the problem with the tanks and infantry is because they're so specialized. Like you have double AC-20s on the Demolisher, you have 3 PPCs on the Shrek, they're just very min-maxed machines, mechs, or tanks. And that, I think, creates problems because, well, you can break it if it's min-max, right? Infantry, I think infantry is good. Like having those things, having infantry, having tanks is a good thing. Is a good thing. Having them so strong that they overpower the mechs, though, creates some real problems with enjoyment of the game, I think, or at least my enjoyment of the game, because it's just not consistent with the lore. If tanks were bad, the perfect one. Yeah, true. I'm talking about the gamer experience. When I play the game, I want it to be consistent with the lore. That The asset rules introduced in Mercenaries' new box made the tanks and infantry much more of a second fiddle. Okay, good. I mean, that's really good. I haven't, I've been out of the game for a while. I haven't caught up with all the modern rules. I know they're doing like aces, which I'm really excited for. I'd have to dig into the Mercenaries new box. Maybe I'll buy that in a month or two. But yeah, if they did make it second fiddle, I think that's great. I just think it's just consistent with the experience that everyone expects to have. BattleTech Gothic. I saw um when we looked like last week, those models weren't great. I don't know what they have, if they have like a whole different setting with it or what's going on. I know that they were promoting it on their Catalyst channel. I don't know what the deal with that is though. I don't know what their plan is. I don't get it. But I also haven't taken a look. You know, maybe if I take a deeper look, I'll understand a little bit better, but I got I got enough on my plate with BattleTech right now. Yeah. Oh, it's an alternative universe thing. Okay, cool. Alternate universe setting. Okay. Interesting. I think if it's an alternate universe setting, they're trying it out. If it gains traction, then maybe we can take a look. But I think if I stay in the current lore, I think it'd be better, or at least for me. Okay, news and development. So that's done. Anyone heard any additional news? Any kind of neat things going on in the tabletop world? BattleTech is a mixture. Oh, BattleTech Gothic is a mixture of Quake and Doom in the BattleTech setting. Huh? Is it like the demons of hell, and they're using the BattleTech mechs to fight kaijus or something? What if issue for a tabletop game? Okay, interesting. I think then I pass because I have so much content still to do with 3025 and Secession, Secession War, Renaissance, and Invasion, that it's probably better to just play there. Aces is delayed. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Aces too, but if it's just a wait kind of thing, yeah. They added kaiju rules. Okay, so yeah, it's like Pacific Rim kind of stuff. Yeah, I think there's just it's such a target rich environment, at least I perceive it to be, in terms of content ideas, that it's probably better to just focus on the thing, and then if their Gothic line takes off, we would probably look again, or mess around or play with it. Firestarter versus Kaiju, yeah, like, yeah. Okay. So I think let's move on to the main content for the day. I'm gonna hide the text, and I'm gonna move myself out of the way here. So the plan is, I think I'm gonna mess around with this until I get bored or I get tired. We're gonna go slow. I think previous to these, previously when I was here before, I tried to keep the energy really, really high because that's what I thought that people wanted. But I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna try and kind of be a little bit more myself. And we'll just go slow, and we can cover a bunch of stuff. This talk's gonna be quite technical, and we're gonna move through it. Yeah, that's what these streams are. I think I'm the only one who streams spreadsheets. Target saturation is always better than durability, just because people who made the system are actually logistics. Yeah, I think people really love logistics. One thing I noticed is that, I don't know about the creators, but audience members are certainly interested in logistics. Perun for power. Oh, is Perun a creator? I do PowerPoint as well, but if it's analysis, you got to do Excel. Seeing spreadsheets bring you trauma, Luigi. Welcome in. Okay, so this is gonna be an initial thoughts thing. Okay. Not completed tier list. So these are just, we're just gonna take a first kind of look and kind of do a little bit of analysis together, and then I'll probably go offline and finish the spreadsheets and have some real time to think critically about the problem before coming up with things. So things I say here are very much subject to change. Zombie Mike, my favorite mech loving slime is back. Let's go. I am back. We're coming back hopefully at least once a week. Perun does real life military and political analyses. Oh, cool. One of those. Yeah, I really like I really like some of the modern military channels, or like the historical military channels. It's a far future mil sim more than a sci-fi setting, other than FDL travel and fusion engines. They're committed to the hard science setting. Kind of love it. Is it? I guess I think it loans itself a lot more to milsim than anything else. I don't know about hard science though. I don't know what you would call it. I think it's still like sci-fi fantasy, but a little bit more gritty or realistic. Yeah. Okay. So this is an initial thoughts. Do I need to pull up? Let me see if I need to pull up. No, I don't think I do. I'm wondering if I need to pull up Xotl Rats on another tab. I don't think I need to do. Okay, so here's my initial thoughts. Okay, assault mechs are rare. All right, they're about like average 10% of all mechs used by the great houses. Steiner, I think, is a little more. Like, I think it's like about 12 to 15% or something like that, according to Xotl. And I think there's another faction that uses less. Like, I think it's Merrick. I think Merrick might be like 7.5. Average is like 10 from memory. So that means that these mechs are specialists. You don't really count on them having them. They're kind of like the cherry on top. So heavy mechs are much more prevalent, and so tactics should revolve around them. How do you spell prevalent? I'm not a great common. I'm not a great speller. Perun also covers BT. That's cool. Okay. Prevalent. Yeah, sorry, we'll just use common because I can spell common. Okay, so that's what I think. Initial thoughts. So why would you buy a assault mech when a heavy can do the same job? Needs to be a reason. A more rare assault mech with more complex logistics when a common heavy can do the same job. So I think there needs to be a reason. Obviously in 3025, you know, you'll kind of take what you can get. But if you had a choice, I think you would really think quite hard about whether you really wanted that assault, or like, what does this assault bring to the table that a common heavy does not. The joys of having a slime avatar is that you can lean into it. It's just, oh, my finger slipped, guys. Chicks really dig them. True. Chicks dig assault mechs. So that's my question. Like, I think, why would you bring the assault? I feel like they're like specialists. A lot of assaults are specialists. So we need to grade them against common heavies. It's like just my initial thought. I mean, that could change, but I think it's makes it easier to understand and judge them, because because heavy mechs are more common, and yeah, I don't know. There's a better way to word it, but hopefully you kind of get my gist. We got the nerdy overanalyzed assault mech tier list before GTA 6. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I think what we do is so step one is like create a baseline of common heavy mechs and use that baseline to see if the assault mech pick is better than the already common heavy. So, oh shit. Okay, if the assault is better, then probably somewhat recommended. Okay, if the common heavy is better, then why would you take it? More expensive assault. Essentially, there needs to be a reason why buying a assault when a comparable heavy is available. Yeah, okay, so let's start picking some baseline mechs here. Baseline heavy. So this is roll, and this is baseline heavy. Okay. Banshee with 2 Warhammers. Oh boy. Okay, so baseline heavy for battle line, I think it's the Thunderbolt, hands down. Very easy. Thunderbolt 5S. I think it's just the regular 5S. Okay. Why? Universally available, very stable, high armor, a little low on the damage, but yeah. Okay, range I think is the Archer. 2R. Again, very common. Hits really hard. Very, very defensible. Like really, really good. Okay. Range battle line. Warhammer 6R. Right? The classic Warhammer 6R, your classic here's, let's just do it. High armor, common, stable, pick, low damage, like moderate low damage. Okay. Okay, Archer 2R is common. I mean, they're all common, right? Common, high armor, high damage. I mean, what else to say? It's like stable pick, weak in melee or flank. Okay, common, high damage, low armor, terrain reliant because of the low armor on the legs. Glass cannon. Okay. Range cavalry. Okay, this is gonna be a bit of a stretch, but I'm gonna say catapult. I mean, rare. Okay, that's like kind of a mark against it, but maybe it's even the Liao Crusader. Okay, like rare, but oops. Okay, rare, but like outstanding. Right, like just outstanding. Just how, I don't know. I think the catapult is essentially perfect and is very rare. Okay. Marauder 3D would be a better range battle line. Yeah, but the thing about the Marauder though, it's rare. So yeah, I think yes, the Marauder 3D has merits, especially the Marauder as you go into 3050. It gets quite good with the variants, but I think it's rare. It's only really available to like Taurens and Davion. And yeah, so I think the Warhammer 6R, because just more available, is probably a better comparison. The Orion. I think the Orion's uncommon, right? It's available for Merrick a little more. I think we can put like a secondary Orion, I think. Because Orion is fatter, you know, it is around. Okay, cavalry. It's around, but it's a little bit more rare. Okay, grasshopper. I mean, how do you beat the grasshopper? Uncommon. Heavy kick. I mean, really impossible to ignore. Scout, none. None that I can think of. Oh, okay, maybe the... I mean, let's go cheap, like, how do you say? Like, cheap, expendable cav. Oop. Cheap, expendable cav. AKA distraction card fixed. I think that would be dragon. Uncommon. Low BV value, low damage, structure, vulnerabilities. The OS series. True. True, very true, actually. Okay. OS series. So which one's the OS? The OS series has bad rear armor. What's the base OST series? I think it's the... Osol or the Os Rock? I say the, I don't, CT. Okay, the Os Rock has an SRM4, which is nice, but it has really low back armor. Center Torso Rio 6. Okay, we have the Osol, which is lasers. NLP, really nice. Okay, let's say the Osol for now. That's a really good point. Really, really good point, actually. Maybe we'll make them one of those baseline mech. The quick draw. The quick draw is horrible. I think the quick draw is in people's minds, but oh man, I don't know if I would make the quick draw a baseline mech because it's so fragile. So fragile. No, Marauder's too rare. The Osrock is more common. Okay, I'd have to look, but I think that's good. Bodyguard, I can't really think of any bodyguard heavy. Maybe like the only bodyguard heavy I can think of is the Draconis Combine downgraded Lancelot, but that's not available to everyone, so none. Maybe the I guess Lancelot. Drac Lancelot. Okay, ambush. I can't think of any. Linebreaker is going to be a little weird. It's going to be a Thunderbolt 5 SS. It's like the only... Okay, it's Steiner only, but the only... I think it's the only AC-20 heavy capable... Okay. I think it's the double S with the AC-20. Thunderbolt double S. AC-20. Let me check. No. Sorry. It's not that. Is it a Delta? Yeah, it's the Delta. Okay. Sorry. Thunderbolt Delta. I think it's Steiner only, or is it D is for Davion. Maybe it's like Davion Steiner. Faction specific, let's say. Okay, let's catch up on chat because I was a babbling. Okay. In 30, yeah, the 5D. 3025 mechs aren't supposed to be good. Definitely not as good as they were in the Star League, but there are some decent picks. You use the 5D as a bodyguard. Wow. Could work. I've never thought. I know someone was using the Axeman as a bodyguard, and that like baffled me. I thought you were gonna go in with the Axeman with the AC-20. I guess if you have a big enough threat on the range side, it can act as a guard. But I've always thought of it like whenever I see it, I'm like, okay, well, they gotta get in close to me to use that AC-20. So I'm betting they're coming forward. That could be very interesting to fight against and see how, because you'd have to have some way to force the opponent to come into you. But if you have a big enough range threat, then you have to go in, and then you have to deal with the AC-20. I can see it happening, and I can see the theory. I kind of want to experience how bad it is to be on the receiving end of that. You know, if you're running like double Archer or like Archer Warhammer, and then you have the Thunderbolt, just something like AC-20 capable mech, I can see it happening. I don't know how miserable. I want to know how miserable you can make it, though. I think it might be a good idea to include a common and better but rarer variant, because sometimes you can choose an assault over the common variant, not the rare. True. Okay, so Battle Line, say Orion. Ranged heavy. I don't know of one. Okay, ranged Battle Line, I guess would be Crusader. Like, that's also common. Cavalry, Grasshopper, Osrock. I will agree with you there. Osrock is something I overlooked initially. Axeman 2N has 2 LRM-15s. Definitely a guard. Yeah, but someone was using the Axeman with the AC-20 as a guard. It's like, what the heck? True. Very true. 5D runs out of ammo, but it's the only AC-20 heavy that I know of, you know? Endless Infinity can't stay. Wanted to say you're awesome, and I'm looking forward to it later. Awesome. Yeah, yeah. The VOD will be up for you to watch later. This is kind of like a precursor to the tier list. Designed as a fire support bodyguard. I could see it happening. I could see it happening. AC-20 Axeman for Lineberger. So I think the Axeman is quite rare, even towards invasion. I believe we can see maybe Osrock. We can see, because it's not like you can say, hey, just take the Axeman, because it's only in the Federated Commonwealth, right? Mostly Steiner. So it's not like you can say, hey, Commander, just buy an Axeman, because it's not realistic to have. You can say, like, hey, Commander, buy a Thunderbolt and convert it to a 5D, because it's a field refit, I believe. But not so with the Axeman, because the Axeman is all in the hands of... You can't buy an Axeman. It's not, they're not on the market. And yeah, it is later in the timeline. It's yeah, 30, 50, Renaissance or Invasion. Caesar gets often forgotten. I believe the Caesar is... I wanted to pick... Okay, baseline heavy. I wanted to pick 3025. Available to factions in 3025, if possible. To all factions. So I can make the recommendation that why buy this when this is available to everybody, you know? Yeah, Axeman has an XL. It's not around. It's not around till Renaissance or Invasion, I believe. What is the bodyguard? Are you using it to keep fast movers or brawlers from closing on your fire support? Almost. So to me, if you ask me, and this is doctrine, okay? So this is how I play the game, or I see the game. It's not how... It might not be the optimal way to play the game, because the game is so... Not new, but like it hasn't been solved yet, right? So BattleTech hasn't been solved yet. And a lot of different people play the game differently and may have different strategies or ways to think about the game's models in their brain to understand. So we're talking about doctrine. And so for me, the bodyguard role is the sidekick to the battle line mech. So the battle line is there to create a blocking, to block enemy brawlers or enemy battle line to come through. And that you create like a shield or a front line for your ranged. The guard is there to take care of, kind of challenge those lighter cavalry mechs. So like the Stingers, the Wasp, Locusts, to fend them off, or to assist the battle line mech that it's helping with the fight. So it adds its firepower to the front line to take care of the other mechs. So it's kind of like it's like the Batman to the Robin. It takes care of the henchmen or gives the assist to the battle line. Yeah. Oh yes, the Merlin. I totally forgot about the Merlin. We're gonna put the Merlin here. Range battle line. Okay, let's say Merlin. I think that's a really good. I'm so glad you're here. All right, Merlin. We'll put Merlin as a bodyguard because technically it is a heavy. Technically it's technically rare, but lore-wise it's made by what? Mountain Wolf Battle Mechs, made specifically for Mercs. So I can see that happening. I can see that. Thank you, Akoba. Yeah, support your guys. They'll lose against, like, they can definitely get overwhelmed by like a really heavy cavalry. So like a grasshopper, they're not going to stand up to. They're going to need some help because you're like, Vindicator or Centurion or something. But a Vindicator and Centurion can take care of like a Stinger or a Wasp or a Locust. Like you can kind of depend on them for that to at least make it hard for him to live. But if it's a dedicated big monster coming through, you're gonna need some assistance. Abocasea. Abocasea, okay. Okay, so those are my thoughts, okay? So we have this baseline. And here's all the mechs that we need to analyze. So let's go battle line. Insert row. Line breaker. Okay, so we'll put our baseline mech here. TDR, oh gosh, TDR 5D. And this is our baseline mech. Five deltas, gonna be LRM 10 and an AC 20. Merlin is a 60-ton Vindicator. Yep. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And you know what? That is a good thing, if you ask me, because only Liao has the Vindy, really. Okay. So numbers of attacks is quite low. It's 1. You have 1 piercing weapon. You have basically no crit. You have 1 ranged weapon. With how many heat sinks? 14 heat sinks. So you're over synced. Shoot all your no, you're okay. So you have no ability to push your heat because you're firing your LRM 20 and AC 20. Zombie mech, no, it is not. It sits in the right torso, so no, you can't really fight back. Ammo rounds, you have 10. Oh gosh, it's all bold, isn't it? Okay. You have multi-track. That's a good one. CT armor. CT armor for the Thunderbolt is 30. Wow, really good. Left torso, right torso, 24. Also quite strong. We want to see 25, but not the worst. Left leg, right leg, 29. And that seems over armored on the leg, but I could be mistaken. Center torso, rear, 11. Excellent. Torso rear. Oh, side torso rear is 6. LTRT. CT explosion chance. 0%. I'm not going to go into these percents. Rear defense, none. Quirks, no defensive quirks. Oh, utility, you have rugged and ubiquitous. Do you have pen crit? Nope. You have speed, you're 4/6. Ammo use, I don't know what I did there. I'll have to look later. We'll skip that for now, but like semi-high, I guess. Maintenance, excellent, because you have rugged and ubiquitous. Oh, that's utility. Okay, logistics, rugged and ubiquitous. Still no energy weapons. Using both weapons usually means 2 different targets. Yeah, actually that's quite good, because multi-track will come in a lot more handy in this case, because you need because you can split your LRM 20, your long range weapon, and your AC 20, so it's actually better here. My favorite mech company advisor is back. Woohoo, hello. All right, cost in C bills. So this is kind of what I wanted to look at. Cost in C bills is 5.3 million. BV cost is 1231. And this is a new formula, I'm thinking. Okay, so to be honest, as I was looking at these tier lists that I made a couple years ago, when I come back, I'm realizing that I could redo these. And so I think I'm gonna wait a little bit till I grind more games out, and then I can update the method by which essentially the grading rubric. So I think I can get better. If I can improve the grading rubric, I can give you a better idea, better understanding of how the mech performs. So just kind of like refining the process, right? Absolutely love both the Merlin and the Vindicator. Merlin 1E is great. Yeah, I think I've only played a couple of games with the Merlin or saw it, but it's surprisingly like good, you know. It's surprisingly good. It's not like a fantastic heavy, you know. It's a little light on the damage for what I would think a heavy is in my mind, but it plays the role quite well. And its heaviness, its weight means it's like almost like a mini grasshopper, because of the way you can kind of like go in and just kick people. I'm excited to see this. I can't watch this full stream now, but hell yes. Yeah. Oh, chat is covering. Should I make the chat smaller, guys? I think we can make it a little smaller. I want you guys to be able to see the chat, but I also want you to be able to see the spreadsheet. So it's kind of a balance here, but I do think it's a little big. So let me make it a little tinier. Okay, I think that's okay. We'll try that. Like a fifth. Okay, let's try this. If it's still rough, then we'll change it again. Okay, so this is a baseline mech. All right, so let's start off with the Atlas. Welcome back, Sir Slime. Hey, Cody Brown. Nice to see you. Nice to see you again, my man. Atlas. Okay, the Delta. Atlas Delta. Big monkey, big guy. This is Linebreaker. Okay, this is also Linebreaker. We have 2 MLs. LRM 20. SRM. Oh my gosh. What is wrong with this? 2 ML. LRM 20. SRM. Is something wrong with my keyboard? SRM6. AC20, which is the big boy, and 2 ML rear. Okay. Number of attacks. Oh man, I gotta refine this, but what are we running? 20 heat sinks. Oh boy. So I don't know. A lot. Piercing attacks, one big one. One big one. Crit, a lot. Long range, like just one, like it's decent. Push heat. Can you push the heat on this guy? How many heat? You get 20 heat sinks? Are you over? Is the Atlas over synced? Okay, if it just stands and brawls, it runs its AC 20, its SRM 6, that's 13. No, that's 11. 11 plus 6 is 17. So the Atlas is over synced unless it's firing its LRM 20. Huh? I don't play the Atlas a lot, but I didn't know it was over 16 plus 7. Net 3 heat. Net 3 if also use LRM, but you might not be in a position where you're always using the LRM, so potentially oversynced. You have 1 ton of SRM ammo. That sucks. We would want to. Zombie. Is it a zombie mech? Kind of. AC-20 is the cherry on top. Is why you take it. Ammo rounds 10. Okay, nothing there. Defense. Defensive stats. Oh boy, it's a monster. 47. Left torso, right torso armor, 32. Leg armor, 41. Center torso, rear, 14. You're never breaking through that. 10. CT explosion. We'll do it later. But I think this should have decent padding. Too much ammo for a zombie mech. I'd have to look at where the... Let's look at the critical slots. It's usable. So your right torso has 2 tons of ammo, but it's also padded by that AC-20. I think it's reasonable. I'd say like reasonable. None? Okay, like reasonable. Probably reasonable. Rear defense, yes. No defensive quirks. Two rear, yeah. So he has 2 rear. Like, it's not bad. It'll fend off like a Stinger or like kind of a lighter mech. No defensive quirks. Utility, pen and crit, absolutely. Speed 3.5, so it's a little slow. Quirk, command mech, which is pretty good. Logistics, probably high because all the weapon systems. Maintenance, none. C-bill cost. All right, sorry, let me bring you over here so you can see. C-bill cost. This is something I'm very interested in as we move forward. 9.6 million BV, 18, and C-bill to BV ratio. So you're paying more C-bills per VV than the when the Thunderbolt. And this isn't have anything to do really with the lore, but this is kind of like a check to see, you know, if we have like a really good, if we're like, depending on the ratio, how it lands, it could indicate or could suggest that this is like a value mech or not, or like a good value or not. In my experience, headshots are what bring Atlases down. Rarely ammo explosions. Certainly nothing else can do it. Kicks. I think if you can get behind the Atlas and kick it, you can trigger the knockdowns. That or an AC-20. I think it's... it just says BV on Mega Mech, so I'm not sure. Oh, this is the Delta, so I'm sorry. B plus seems like it could be around B plus, maybe a B. I mean, I might drop it a little lower, B. But these are just initial thoughts. I just want to put in some things and kind of make some notes to myself, and then I'll go in and actually like fill out the form. I might actually be better off writing a piece of software for it so I can analyze all these mechs, especially when we move into 3050. That'd probably be good. Sure, but doing that requires you to win initiative. The alternative is trading hits with an Atlas. Yeah. So, yeah, you do need to either win initiative or be brave enough to get behind it, or... Yeah. You can swarm it, maybe, if you get initiative. But, yeah, other than that, I think you need to bring your own AC-20 to the fight. Or just be pounding it with 20 damage for the pilot checks. I will admit he is a problem. Oh no, what is this? Hello? Okay, this is Line Breaker? This thing is silly. AC5. 2 MLs. 1, 2. LRM 10. LRM 10. And 5 SRM 6s. Yeah. Slash battle line. It's something. It's either line breaker or battle line. I think maybe closer to battle line. I'd have to think about it. Numbers of attacks, tons. Piercing, none. Critical hit, too much. Long range, 1, bad. Push heat. Oh yeah, you're definitely running Infernos on this thing. Maybe 2 tons of Inferno. Maybe 1 or 2 tons. Maybe 1 because it's got 4. All right, push heat. 20 heat sinks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20 heat. Yes, you can push heat. Zombie. Kinda. Ammo rounds. So you last in a fight. Yeah, you're fine. Never run out. You have 4 tons, so that's 3 times 4, it's 12. 12 rounds. That's good enough. Quirk, none. CT armor is 47, 32, 41. Leg armor 41. Is that the same armoring, I think? Yeah, exact same armor values. Here. Yeah, AC5 at PPC range to plink, like 2 long range. Oh, right. Oh, right. Yeah. 2 kind of bad. I mean, you'd never sit this thing at range. CT explosion chance. Let's take a look at the internals here. You know, if you have oh no. This is a big problem. If you have a Mega Mech, you can follow along with me and we can look at the mechs together, or if you have some kind of program, that might be the best way to enjoy this. Bye-bye, Magnus. Okay. Huge problem. Huge problem with this guy. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 7. Is that right? No, 6 out of 12. 7 out of 12? I think 7 out of 12. That's a big problem. That is a big problem on the left torso. Rear defense, none. Defensive quirks, none. Pen crit, no. Speed 3.5. Quirks, command mech. Ammo use, high. Maintenance, none. Have Mega Mech open already? Awesome. Nothing except engine gyro. Yeah. Nothing to catch, nothing to pad, but that's not horrible, I don't think. Not horrible. Okay, alpha. We have 9.5 million. We have 17.87. And we have that BV ratio. So a little high, a little expensive. Yeah. No, actually, no center torso heat sinks. None. I think we looked at it. None. Okay. Atlas RS. AC-10. Large lasers, though. So this is a battle line mech. This is kind of reminiscent of the Banshee. Yeah, kind of like the Banshee. All right. 2 large lasers. LRM-15. Oh, why does it do this? 2 large lasers. LRM-15. SRM-4. AC-10. Numbers of attacks, very, very good. Piercing, we have 3 piercing attacks. We have 1 crit. We have 1 kind of bad. Oh no, it's got LL. So, like, decent. Long is bad, but medium range, like 12 hexes is okay. Quite decent. Can you push your heat? 20 heat. 16, so 8 plus 8, 16, plus your 16 plus 6, so yes. Zombie mech. Left arm, right arm. So yes, very clearly. Deep fry the pilot. You think it has bad heat? You think it has bad heat management? Okay, you're running as 20 heat sinks. Runs both of its large lasers a turn. That's 60 and it's completely cool. You run your AC-10 on top of that. So that's 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 heat for the AC-20 with the option of using your SRM and LRM-15 on depending on like what the situation. I think it's fine. Really well ammo. So 20 turns. Quirk none. Does this thing have the same armor allocation? I think it does. Yeah, I think it does. Without moving. Yeah, you're not gonna run like if you're static, you're completely fine, right? Because you're using your main weapons, your 2 large laser, your AC-10, and then maybe you're using your LRM-15 every other turn or your SRM every other turn to kind of figure out, kind of get on the target heat number. And then if something messes up, you can bring your SRM or LRM-15 into play to kind of push heat and take advantage of the situation. I think it's fine. Yeah, and you can alternate large laser shots if you want to use it in. Like you have a lot of options to get your heat to where you want it to be. You got a lot of wiggle room. I think you're never going to worry about overheating, really, assuming that the opponent has no Inferno. Brackets are weird, hard to use everything optimal. Your main weapon is the 2 large lasers and AC-10. So that's what you're looking to shoot every turn. So you want to get in that 12 hex range, that medium range with your large lasers and AC-10. And if you can do that, you're fine. And it's very reasonable to do, I think. And then your LRM-15 and your SRM-4 are your secondary weapons on the RS. Yeah, Atlas RS we're talking about. Yeah, three piercing shots and walk. Like, that's really good. Really, really good. Okay. There we go. So that's the Atlas. Let me take a drink of water. Okay. Let's get our next baseline mech up. It's going to be the Thunderbolt 5S. This is our baseline. So again, baseline mechs, right? They're the heavies. They're the common heavies that we're going to judge. This is battle line. Weapons, LRM 15, large laser 3 ml, SRM 2. Did I miss anything? Two MGs. RS is an A or A plus tier. Yeah, seems very likely Spartaner to be like A or A plus. It's quite versatile. Oh, right. We need to bring this Atlas up to battle line. I kind of want to bring the A up to the battle line too. Just, yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Number of attacks. Like 4. Good. Okay, piercing attack 1. It's kind of low. Crit. Critical hit on the Thunderbolt 5S. Moderate, I think. I have some notes in there, like 1 low. Push heat, yes. Zombie, yes. Ammo rounds. On the main weapon, 16, so you're completely fine. Quirks, multi-track. 30, 24, 629, 20. So it's here. It's this. And I think these are all like decent, right? These defensive. Yeah, very good. Like good, like acceptable and acceptable. Rear defense, none. Quirk, none. Utility, pen crit, yes. Speed is 4.6. Ammo use, semi-high. I would say maintenance, rugged, ubiquitous, so really good on logistics. Oh, true. True. That's in the utility section. So, utility. Very high anti-infantry and tank. C-bill cost of the TDR. TDR 5S. C-bill cost is 5.4 million. The battle value is 1335, and the C-bill ratio is 4,000. Okay. All right. I know in previous sections, previous videos, I put the awesome at range, but after talking to Pirate, after talking to Pirate, I changed my mind. I think he's right that it can be played. It definitely can be played on the battle line, and I kind of want to. I think it's better on the battle line, honestly, because it's so much armor. Yeah. curious how many people are nerdy enough to stick around for this. How many people are nerdy enough to stick around for the the actual spreadsheet work? All right, 3 PPCs, number of attacks 3, piercing 3, critical hit very low. Like, actually, not terrible. Long range, yes. 3, very good. Push heat, yes. Believe it just fires in a pattern, right? Awesome. It's been a while since I've played this game. 28, yeah, excellent. Push heat, yes, yes. Somewhat. Very consistent. Zombie, yes. Ammo rounds, infinite. Offensive quirks. Battle fists. Kind of meh. Played Killing Floor while you spreadsheet. How many people are nerdy enough to stick around for Nerdy Overanalyzed? True. Riveting content, yes. Filling out the spreadsheets and reacting. Exactly, Talon. Yeah, so it's can't jam the heat like a Warhammer can, you know, to take advantage of the situation, but it's like a very consistent, just a big old cannon. Just a big old cannon. 30, left torso, right torso is 24, leg armor is 33, CT rear is 19, left torso rear is 10. What is this? Who runs 19 rear armor? CT explosion, none. Left torso, none. Rear defense, none. Outstanding defensive structure. Like, hands down, like, doesn't get any better. Utility. Pen crit, no. Speed 3-5. Quirk, none. I'm going to use the quirk section for notes, right? Ammo use, none. Maintenance, nothing. C-bill 6.5, BV 1605. So we know the awesome is very good. A lot of people take it, and it's at 4.11 C-bill. Yeah. Oh, sorry, 3.5. Yeah. Yeah, the awesome definitely. What? Okay. It's. I see. Always nice for some casual nerdiness. Yes. Okay, now we're going to look at the awesome 8Q's less awesome brothers. Oh, God, this is pathetic. Oh, God. Okay. I'm not even going to cover these guys. These guys are awful. I don't have time to look at these crappy mechs. What are you doing? Why are you trying to be a slow, crappy longbow? Awesome Sep 8T. Why would you ever have... Oh, okay. Wait, 8R is a complete disaster. Absolute disaster. You had a good thing going and you traded it for something worse. Okay, awesome 8T. Acceptable. If you're running out of PPCs. Maybe this is a Merrick variant? Like, I know Merrick's short on PPC, so maybe they just ran out of PPCs and needed something? You know? Maybe? Alright, 8V. Why would you turn your awesome into a Zeus? What? Why? Yeah, apparently there are. Double LRMs, double large lasers is nice, but it's like kind of meh compared to the triple PPC. Yeah, justified by lore, I guess. Like, good lore wise if you're out of PPCs or they're too hard to source. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next mech here, Battlemaster. So the Battlemaster is a very good utility mech. It's got command. Oh, right. It's the right because they ran out of seats. Okay. 1 Delta. I think this is decently decent battle line. Battle line. D is usually Davion. All right, we have 1 PPC. 1 PPC. 4 medium lasers. That's pretty solid. Why? 1 PPC. 4 MLs. 2 MGs. Okay. We have 24 heat sinks with 12 heats. So lots, very good. Redundancy. Piercing attacks 1, a little low. Critical hit, decent, probably because of the medium lasers, I'm guessing. Long range, low. Push heat, somewhat. A bit oversynced. Ammo rounds, infinite. Quirks. Weak head armor, nothing, okay. Heat neutral on a run, yeah. I don't really like that. I like the ability to push heat so I can if I catch my opponent out of position, I can punish. CT armor 40. Wow, it's a big 40. It's a nice number. 28 right torso, not bad, very solid. 31 on the leg, very good. CT rear 11, good. 8's really good for left torso, right torso. MG on the right torso, so it's 0%. And this is probably really minor, but let's check. I want to check this. Criticals on the right torso, really well padded. So very good. Rear defense is none. No defensive quirks, I don't believe. Oh, head armor. Not the worst. Not the worst, honestly, right? -1 is 8. You'll survive with PPC shit to hit to the head. Load from cache. Battlemaster, 1 Delta. Okay, pen crit. Semi. Actually, your medium lasers kind of give you enough. Your speed is 4.6. Your utility quirks is command. Command. Your logistics is very good. None. Maintenance, no maintenance quirks, no logistics quirks. Cost 8.1 million. Battle value 1.5. CBITL battle value ratio 5,000. So potentially this is really costly for the battle value you get. Weak armor. Wait, it's just weak armor 1. It's just weak armor, head armor 1. So you're running 8 armor on the head, PPC, you have 3 structure. So you just have to be at 1 HP. You'll be at 1 HP if you take a PP shot to the head, which is not great, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It is not the worst. Let me have some food because I'm starving. I haven't had breakfast. Take a little break while I eat and chat. I'll hang out with you guys. We'll get to the Cyclops when we get there. Okay. Let me take a couple more bites of food. I do really like the charger as a concept. I like the silliness of distraction, carnifixing, YOLOing it with the charger. I do think the Cyclops is quite tragic. I've been actually thinking about studying game design and then suggesting variants of my own. Is rapid fire mode an optional rule? It is, right? I've never really looked into like the rapid fire rule, but I know a lot of people, like a decent number of people on the MRC use it. Might be fun to look into. No. Because I don't see why you would have 200 rounds in a machine gun. Oh, really? 1d6 of damage for same d6 in heat. So you just roll a d6 and it's like that heat and that damage. That's kind of fun. And 3x the ammo. Does the machine gun hit in does it hit in blocks of 1 or blocks of 2 or blocks of, like, how many crit attempts? It's just one. It does not cluster. So it's just, if you roll a 6, it's just one big hit of 6 on a single location. All damage are the same. Okay. I think that might be a fun rule to test, play with. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna pee too. I'll be right back, and then we'll continue on with Battlemaster and Charger and all that. Yeah. Ah, yes, because locusts need to be better. Oh, yes. I mean, okay, maybe not in Secession War, but with the introduction of pulse lasers, because in Renaissance, they might need that. They might need that. Yeah. They might need that, especially because that large pulse makes it really quite hard. Oh yeah. So one of the things I dread is accidentally not muting. All right. Um, shall we continue with the Battlemaster 1 G, the one Gulf. The OG. You know, I want to write a note here. I want to write a note to myself. Maybe I'll do it later. Can melee? Can it melee? Have any of you guys consistently that play BattleTech a lot got the Battlemaster into melee? SRM6 PPC 2 MGs. Okay, this is this, but with 2 rears. 2 MLRs. Number of attacks, very good. Piercing 1, just very low. Critical hit, I think high. Oh, SRM6. So very high, probably. Long range is low. Push heat. Can it push heat? 18 heat sinks at 412. Yes. Very well. Melee is not consistent. Okay. Okay. Zombie, yes. Ammo rounds. Oh, 2 rounds. Wow. I did not know the Battlemaster 1G had 2 rounds of SRM6. Holy macaroni. This changes everything. Utility, Inferno. Inferno capable. Wow. That means my Battlemaster video is wrong. Wow. I'm pleasantly surprised. I kind of love the Battlemaster a lot more now. Wow. It has Inferno capability? 30. I didn't know that. What? And it's this SRM6 too, so you can throw like 8 heat on them potentially? That's insane. Whoa, Battlemaster. I thought you were going to be a B. Battlemaster might be like a A. Yo. All right, we got CT 40, left torso, right torso 28. Oh, wait. Wait, what? How can it? 28. Leg armor is 26, still acceptable. CT rear is 11. Side torso is 8. CT explosion. Uh, 0%. Good padding. LT semi-vulnerable. Rear defense, yes. Quirk. Battlemaster. 1G. Quirk for the Battlemaster 1G. Head armor. It's not the worst. Weak head armor 1. Not the worst. Utility, pen crit, yes. Speed 4-6. Inferno capable. I did not realize that the Battlemaster was Inferno capable. Like medium maintenance is none. C-bill to C-bill 8.5 million. BB 1.59. Kind of a little bit higher of a C-bill cost. Okay. Oh, 5C. Oh, sorry. Did it? It's when I pull it. Sorry. Sorry. 1S. This is just an initial look, okay? I'm gonna clean this all up. I'm gonna put in the actual numbers. All right, this is the range Battlemaster, right? Because like apparently for Steiner apparently for Steiner they're like rare. They don't have any, so they try and like make them a little more survivable. Is this a range mech? I think this is a range mech now. Ranged. So this was the 2 LRM 15s, 4 MLs. Actually, four MLs, 2 SRM2s. Oh, it's two. Okay, it's an LRM15 and LRM5. Sorry, I thought it was two LRM15s. LRM15, LRM5. 4 medium lasers, 2 SRM2s. Okay, so no, this is still a battle line mech. I'm sorry. And you're saying none of you were able to melee with the Battlemaster. Bunsmark. Oh my god, you live and you're alive. Yes, we're alive. All right, number of attacks. Decent. Piercing, none. Critical hit. Moderate, high. Long range. Medium, low. Actually, I would say, yeah, medium, low. Push heat. I don't think so. 20 heat sinks. So you run your medium lasers, that's 6, 12, 17, like, not really. Zombie mech, yes. Ammo rounds, 24, like 20-ish. Yeah. Quirks. Nothing. Defense. 40, 28, 8, 11. Leg armor 26. CT explosion. So this is all the same. Look at the criticals. Nothing here. CT explosion is 0. Low. Rear defense, none. Quirk head armor is weak. Pen crit is no. Speed force 6. Inferno capability is no, I think, right? I guess. I mean, you can and probably should. But you sacrifice your damage. Yeah. Logistics ammo usage is low. Is medium, medium, low. Maintenance none. 2.3 million, not bad for 1507. It's right online. Not my first pick, the 1S, I don't think. How do you check Inferno capability? Okay, so you would check Inferno capability if it has 2 tons of SRM ammo. Usually means that the mech is Inferno capable, right? Because you have to pick between what ammo you load. So if you have 2 tons, you can make 1 ton the regular ammo and 1 ton the Inferno ammo. And that gives you a lot of flexibility, because if it lets you disable opponent mechs and forces them to lower the amount of damage they send at you, right?
That's why you have the Inferno, especially if you have initiative on the mech, meaning you declare your shots after them. They have to account for the fact that you can use your Inferno ammo instead of your damage ammo. So if you have initiative on them, if they push their heat, you punish them by throwing the Inferno ammo at them, and they know that you can do that. So they're not going to shoot like that extra PPC. They're going to hold back. If you don't have initiative on them, then you can just shoot whatever you want. You can shoot the regular damage. But if you have initiative on, that's why you do it. Okay, so when do you take Inferno ammo? You take Inferno on your mech if you have the 2 tons of ammo, or if it's something small, like if you want like a utility, you want to have that extra utility. So for example, like the Thunderbolt 5S, that SRM2 is not going to really do very much. So you might consider swapping the SRM2 for Inferno just to have that threat. Just to have if they get out of line, you can kind of try and punish them with the SRM2. And the same thing here is with the Battlemaster. Like an two SRM2s are not going to do a lot of damage, right? To like a heavy or an assault, but it might mess with their heat. It might screw with things. That extra 4 to 6 heat you can throw at them might mess with their damage, like the way they're damaged. So that's kind of why you would want to take the Infernos on the Battlemaster. Yeah, half ammo is not a thing in 3025. With like the original with the mechs. So you need that second ton of ammo in the tabletop game in order to use that split fire. And then if it's like a small system, like a SRM4 or SRM2, and you have the heat sinks to justify it, you might consider taking Inferno instead of the regular ammo, just because the SRM4 and SRM2 don't really do too much to heavier mechs, but the heat damage does. Okay. Long explanation. Okay, what do you call the Banshee 3E? Let me see if I can lock. 1 second. Let me see if I can lock the top row. Open office lock row. Freeze rows. Go to view freeze rows and columns. View. What? Hello, Google? Click on the row you want to freeze, for example. Go to the menu on the toolbar, select freeze rows and columns from the drop down. Okay. View, page break view, toolbars, formula bar. I don't know. You're welcome. You're welcome for the explanation. Okay, the Banshee 3E. Do we make this a line breaker? I think it has to be a line breaker. I don't think it's anything else. I don't think you can use it for anything else. All right, we got an AC5. We got a PPC. We got a small. Oh no. We have an AC5, a PPC, and a small AC5, PPC, a small laser. Why AC? I need to get a new keyboard. All right. Number of attacks. 2. Piercing. 1. Bad. Critical hit. None. Long range. 2. Very bad. Push heat. No. Oversynced. Zombie. Why not? It's not the end of the world if you lose your weapons. 20. Quirk. None. CT armor. Okay, so it's at least it's a distraction carnifex. We got 40 CT, left torso, right torsos, 30. Leg armor is 26. CT rear is 17. Left torso, right torso is 10. CT explosion, probably nothing, right? Please tell me at least the critical slots are decent. Okay, yeah. None. And like a low chance. Rear defense, none. Quirks for the Banshee 3 Echo. None. Pen crit? No. Speed? Poo poo. Oh, wait, no, is it 4-6? This one's 4-6, yeah. 4-6. Quirk. Utility quirk? None. Logistics. Ammo use. Very low. It's very cheap. Maintenance. Rugged. So at least it's got rugged going for it. At least it's got that. 9-5. 4. What? It's 14. It's 1400 BV. You want this instead of a Thunderbolt? Huh? Hey Vixen, how's it going? An overweight geriatric panther. Yeah, it doesn't even have an SRM system though. I'm doing good. We're raiding mechs. We're just kind of prepping. We're just doing some initial baseline work in reaction to assaults. I'm prepping for the assault mech tier list. So this is the distraction. Very expensive. Engine is the overriding factor. The assault mech list. This is not the tier list. This is like we're prepping for it. Because I gotta fill. I'm not filling all this out and looking at it yet, but it's just kind of like an initial look for me. Okay, well, I don't know about. I know why I'm very surprised at this number. Like, why is it so expensive? Why? Just why? Like, to make this viable, like 1200 maybe? Maybe I don't know how to use it. Like, it could be that some people are able to maneuver it into melee a lot more consistently, and then maybe it's, you know, you're running like your mega 19 damage kick, but I don't know. Punches for 10. Good point. All right, Banshee 3M. Double PPCs. Okay. This is a 4-6 battle line mech, I suppose. 4-6 battle line mech, double PPCs, 2 medium lasers, 2 PPC, 2 ML, 2 ML, 1 SL. Number of attacks. decent. Piercing, 2. Critical hit, none. Or very low. Long range, 2. Push heat. 16 heat sink. Wow. Not enough heat sinks. This is like the first mech we've saw that's under synced. Zombie. Yes. Ammo rounds. Infinite. Uh, 40. 30. Leg is 26. This is very well armored, at least. CT rear is 17. Kind of high. 10. CT explosion, 0. Left torso, right torso explosion, 0. It's got no... Yeah, no ammo. Rear defense, none. Quirk. No defensive quirk. Pen crit, no. Speed is 4.6. Speed 4.6. Quirk, none, I believe. Yeah. Logistics, pretty good. No logistics. Maintenance, rugged. Rugged. C-bill cost, 9.8. BV 15.95. Okay. It's crunch time. The slime is back. The slime is back. What's up? We are going through all the secession era assaults. So the common secession or assaults according to Xotl Rats. So I don't think the Warlord's in there, unfortunately. Banshee 3Q, but maybe we'll have like a Star League. Is that a Star League mech? Maybe we'll have a Star League. Oh, maybe we'll have a Star League reaction. Okay, this is interesting. Banshee. Banshee Q. Okay, line breaker. We have an AC-20. That's kind of cool. AC-20 and a SL, small laser. Number of attacks, 1, bad. Number of piercing weapons, 1 big one. Critical hit, none. Long range, none. Heat sinks, push heat, absolutely not. No, oversynced. Zombie, no. Ammo rounds. Holy macaroni, the thing's got 10, 30, 30 AC-20. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why? Why do you need 30 rounds of AC-20? What is this? No one needs 30 rounds of AC-20. 40, 30, 26, 17, 10. Yeah, okay. CT explosion, none. Oh, I am not gonna like the structure, am I? It's 100% explosion chance in the left torso. Okay, F. No. 4.6 speed. I think the Thug is coming up, honestly. I know someone said Thug. I think the Thug is coming up because it's Combine specific at this era. Speed. 4.6. Good. Quirk, none. Ammo use. Yes. Has rugged. 9.5. BV is this. BV to C build to BV ratio 6.8. Okay. Oh shoot, Nerdy's back. Yeah, Nerdy is back. 6 tons of ammo is a method of getting Lyran social generators out of the way without raising too much suspicion. They like big guns and big mechs. The only assault mech I found that isn't on Xotl Rats but not be extinct is a pillager. I've heard of the pillager. I've looked at it before. I don't remember what it is though. I don't know. But for now, I'm gonna do Xotl Rats. I think maybe I might do some of the uncommon mix later. All right, this is the monster. This is the one. This is the Banshee everybody wants. This is the Banshee that you think of. This is like one of the major reasons I play Steiner. I like Steiner so much. You got 2 PPCs, 1 AC-10. We have an SRM-6. We have 4 Whoppin' medium lasers, and we have 2 small lasers. Holy macaroni. All right. I really hate, I'm getting a new keyboard. 2 PPC, AC-10, SRM-6. If I mess this up, I'm not doing it again. 4 medium lasers, 2 small lasers. Okay. Number of attacks, high. Piercing, 3. Critical hit, high. Long range, yes. Push heat, yes. It has a really good combination. Really good combination. At long and brawl. Ammo rounds. Unfortunately, no 2 rounds of SRM, but that's fine. We're good for 15 to 20 turns. It's like almost too much ammo. CT armor is amazing. 40. Left torso, right torso, 30. Outstanding. 26. Is it the same? It's the same. Yeah, I agree. CT rear is a little high, but I'm not complaining here. All right. Critical slots. Excellent padding. Excellent padding. Rear defense, none. Rear defense, yeah, none. Quirks, none. Pen crit, absolutely amazing. 3-5, acceptable. You can build around it. You can make it work. Quirk, no utility quirk, right? Yeah, no utility quirk. It's just a beast. It's just a beast. Logistics, medium to medium high, I think. Say medium. Maintenance is rugged. That's really good. All for the cost of 8.8 million. What? It's cheaper. 8.8 million is cheaper than the OG. The only problem is it is only available to Steiner. Oh baby, that's the band. If you play Steiner, that's the one you want. That's the boy. I'd probably even take it over the Atlas. Overall A, yeah, I think A or S. Like hands that I can't imagine it not making an A. Again, I still have to go through the thing and make the actual tier list, but I would really, really be surprised if it was not A or S. All right. The Charger. the charger. One Alpha 1. This is the Distraction Carnifex. I think it's probably... Actually, guys, we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes. I'm feeling a little tired. I don't think I should keep pushing. I think we'll maybe have another stream next week where we hit these a little harder, and I can clean this up. I'm really excited to be back and to be messing around with you guys, playing with you guys. I think we'll probably save this for next time. I'm feeling a little tired, and that's normal because I've been new to streaming. I woke up early. But yeah, I'm happy. Let's see here. We can chit chat for a little before I call it. But yeah, I'm super surprised. I'm super happy that you guys came out to see me again. I'm really excited to have fun with you on the weekends, on Saturdays and stuff. I think it'd be really fun. I think it's nice. Thank you very much for coming out. But yeah, I'm a little under the weather. In the future, though, I will probably try and build out my stream endurance. So hopefully I can stay on with you guys longer, like 3 hours and stuff. Yeah. Thug is actually on the list. Yes, it is. It is. I want to get into it. I've played the Thug a couple times. It's quite nice. Quite nice. Yeah. Feel the same after staring at BattleTech stats for a while. Yeah. Yep. But thank you for coming. Keep your eyes peeled for notifications. I still have to... This is still not my primary thing anymore, like it was before. But I'm going to hit it at least once a week. I'm going to see if I can hit it maybe twice a week, just while I get things rolling. But keep an eye on. Make sure you're subscribed. We might be launching some socials and stuff, like reactivating the socials, so you can get alerts and all that. But it's still in the works, right? I'm going to go slow. But yeah. Thank you all for coming. I will see you guys next time. Next time, Commander. Bye-bye.